Hey there, Divine Feminines. Welcome to the flow right here on YouTube. My name is Azmari, and if you are new here, this is a safe space where we sow together, we grow together, and we move on purpose for the sole reason of becoming the best version of ourselves. If you are family, welcome back, King, welcome back, Queen. You know the vibes for sure. I just want to put out this disclaimer, especially if you're a newbie here. Whenever I do these divine feminine or divine masculine readings, or any of the other archetypes that I do, note that we all have these aspects within us. So, for example, you may be a female and identify as, majority masculine, or you might be a masculine and identify as, a feminine. So, take that energy how it resonates. But this reading is intended for the divine feminine collective, that is the collective that considers themselves to that identifies themselves as the divine, majority of the divine feminine, because we all have these aspects within us. Now that I hope that is clear, I'm sure that is clear. Let's dive into your reading. So, divine feminines, as I was meditating on your energy, um, what I got was the sense that a lot of you have been really doing the work on top of your normal like 3D matrix type of like 9 to 5 work, or if you're self-employed, that type of work. You've really been taking time out to focus on your soul journey, the healing of your soul. And I'm also hearing the generational curses as well. I feel like we as a collective are doing that on all types of levels, so spanning from the inner child, down to doing our shadow work. If you ask me, I believe that the whole collective is going through some sort of dark night of the soul, but that's a story for another day. So other things that I got for you, Divine Feminine, was that there are two, well, I want to say like three groups of you. So the first group of you have really been focusing on balancing, because balancing is the theme of this current time, this now moment when I'm doing this particular reading. My readings are timeless, but while I am recording this reading, it is full moon week. Wherever you are in the world, it might be tomorrow on the 5th of April. For others, you might experience it on the 6th. Regardless, full moon energy can be felt for long past its for the month after when it actually shows. And so what I'm getting from that is that because of this full moon in Libra energy, a lot of us are striving to get justice and manifest justice in our lives, and that starts from within. As usual, it's as within so without. Nothing just happens magically on the without you going within first. And so there is a group of you that have realized that you grew up with toxic masculinity, and so you had to end up being, because you'd being the opposite of the energies that were portrayed to you by your father figure. And so if you had a father figure that was controlling and made you codependent, then you had to learn how to truly learn what control was. So that was being self-controlled, and not trying to control others. And you had to learn the paradigm of becoming self-sufficient, becoming independent, because you're learning that that is the shadow that you need to overcome within you, that whole aspect of codependency, and it's manifesting in all areas of your life, be it from work to your relationships, be that friendships, romantic, platonic, whatever it is. And then there is another group of you that had to deal with the toxic femininity aspect, coming from your mother's side. And these are deep mother wounds that are ancient. I want to say, like, the word ancient is just like prominent in my head right now. And so because of those ancient mother wounds, and the full moon coming up, the moon energy is that maternal type of energy, and the moon does really you know, the way the moon controls the tides, that's the imagery that I'm getting. The moon controls the tides. And so because our bodies are made up of 72% water, this is a point in time when the moon is really, you know, playing on, I don't want to say the word playing, I think that's going to be taken the wrong way. The moon is, yes, pulling, pulling out the emotions, you know, the way the tide ebbs and flows, that type of thing. So pulling away what's not needed and flowing in what is needed for you. And that's what I'm feeling with the feminine energy, because you may have grown up, you know, with a feminine, a distorted feminine energy, excuse me, that probably, you know, wasn't good at speaking up. You know, there I am with my throat, wasn't good at really communicating their needs, mostly because of coming from the space of fear, because they were raised in a paradigm where you were to be seen and not to be heard. And so, you know, that may have manifested as you being, you know, super controlling, you know, needing to have your way regardless, not being compromising. So if you're noticing the difference between these two aspects that I'm talking about, the one that was on the side of the feminine is like the distorted part of them was taking on the distorted masculine traits, and then the distorted masculine aspect was being taken on by the distorted feminine aspects. Yeah, I think that's making sense. And then there are others of you who had to deal with both situations at once, and it kind of like really sped up your evolution, and it sped up your knowingness as you went on your soul journey, that you had double the devil energy to overcome, double the shadow energy to overcome. Because for a lot of the divine feminines that I am reading for, or that I feel like will be led to this video, have gone through those situations that I'm talking about. So let's start with your background energy. Divine feminine, this is a really beautiful energy to start with. Making the right choices for yourself, making choices, better choices for yourself, and your life, with regards to the people that you welcome into your life as friends, as acquaintances, as anyone really that you welcome into your circle. You're learning that there is more value in quality rather than quantity. And so for a lot of you, you know, you may have come from that, you know, beginning Facebook era where it was like so cool to have like 10,000 friends and then, you know, none of them, you know what I mean? And you also had that manifested in your own life, where like you knew a lot of people and a lot of people knew you, but then there was no value in those interactions. And so you're learning to really, during this time of bringing things back into balance, to balance that aspect of your life, and to only bring people, places, and things into your space that you feel nourish the beingness that you are. And so if you're in a space of joy, you are magnetizing to yourself people who add to your joy, not who make you happy. Note that that is the toxicity where that I feel like a lot of us have had to overcome, where you're like, oh, does this person make you happy? Nobody can make you happy. The word make itself is a red flag. If you need someone to do something for you, that's a red flag. That's something that you need to go within and deal with on your own. And so everyone that's coming into your space now, or that you're magnetizing into your space, is somebody or people who add to what you already are. So if you're abundant, people are coming to add to your abundance. If you are you know, adding beauty into the world, there are people who are coming to add beauty to yourself. And I spoke about this in the latest episode of my podcast called The Flow, obviously, but the name of the episode is called Real Recognizes Real. And I remember speaking about it being time for flowers to be planted in the garden, you know. So this is the energy of you choosing to, you know, choosing the flowers that are going to go in your garden, right? Yeah, there we go. I love this energy for you. For others of you, anyway, let me keep it a secret because I feel like it's a surprise and I don't want to spoil it. but that's the general background energy. The last two cards we got for your background energy is the Three of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. Something that is going to make you so happy is definitely coming your way. I feel like that's what the surprise was. So I feel like I should just zip it from there. But that's basically the energy of that. I feel like you're also attracting like a soul tribe, or you are getting, closer to your soul tribe. If you had been distant before, or, you had to deal with different aspects of your lives in order to come back together again. That's the type of energy that I'm feeling with this, like just the soul tribe energy and just going into a whole new world. That's what I'm hearing, a whole new world. Some of you might really love Aladdin, or like Aladdin was like your favorite cartoon on Disney. Yeah, that's what I feel, as well as like Alice in Wonderland, because I'm feeling that whole like Queen of Hearts garden situation with this. But for me, when I see this is like my Garden of Eden, and like the divine God's earth universe giving you an opportunity to go back into paradise, or to recreate your own paradise, a paradise that fits you, a paradise that is your bliss. Alrighty, so with that amazing energy, divine feminine, I mean, like, what's the point of continuing the reading? I joke. So here we go with your present energy. You are in chariot mode. You are taking charge of all of the forces and all of the circumstances in your life in this now moment. Whether they're good or bad, you're just choosing to focus on what you can control and letting go of what you can't. There's that beautiful balancing energy that I was talking about, where if you grew up learning that, you had to control everything and everything had to be in control because you grew up in unpredictable circumstances, you're learning how to let go and let God, and to just go with the flow, to grow with the flow, all of that beautiful stuff. And just as well take control of your thoughts, and notice that for a lot of you, I'm not sure if you're, I'm not sure, I am sure. Look at me. So there we go. I feel like a lot of us are also like, the way a baby learns how to walk, and you realize that you actually have like a really great sense of direction and feelingness and knowingness. So I feel like you're also coming into that like control of like, I can actually do this, like I am actually in the right mind space. I am actually in the I'm in control of my thoughts. That's what I feel like. I'm in control of my thoughts, and I'm in control of myself, right? In control of the factors that have been put around me, but just letting them be, but also, letting that lead the way, the yin and the yang, the balance of that. For a lot of you also, there may be a Cancer energy that's been watching you for a while. I don't know why I felt the need to say that. But also there are a lot of people who are just watching your transformation. That's what I feel like. Here you go. Justice over all of the illusions, justice over confusion, justice over everything, basically. That I feel like with this is my card like for kind of like my gain the world and lose your soul type of card, because the world has so many distractions to offer. But the thing is, with this, here's the Libra energy and the Justice card. So you learning that, the true lesson of what that means, because I feel like that particular phrase in itself has always been taken out of context to fit religious leaders and teachers in order for them to distort messages. But I digress. I'm not here to judge people. That's just my personal opinion. This is you taking charge over everything. I feel like I'm hearing the world. Okay, I don't know. Okay, the world card. Uh-huh. A whole new world. Okay, yes. Yes, justice over that whole mental fog so that you can be able to create for yourself a whole new world. A fantastic point of view. No one to tell us no or where to go, you know? So that's the type of world that I feel like you're creating for yourself. The type that, people would say would be like a fairy tale type of, world. But you deserve it because you are the master of your fate and you are the captain of your ship. And this is what happens when you move from a space of unconditional love and your inner teacher, listening to yourself, trusting yourself as well, and just knowing that you are always held by the universe and you are always protected no matter what the situation is. And I feel like you're in this knowingness that you're always surrounded by unconditional love, even when you feel totally alone. I feel like a lot of you really identify with and believe in angels. Because this is Pisces energy. Some of you might really identify with Archangel Zadkiel, Archangel Gabriel as well. Some of your names, someone watching might be called Gabriel as well. So yeah, that's what I'm feeling with this. Just moving with that inner knowingness that you are unconditional love, and because you are unconditional love and that God source universe is unconditional love, that you will never be led astray as long as you always move with love, right? Because that's the law. Since we're here speaking about justice, that love always wins, right? So, some of you might have been going through a really tough time, whether that be it financially, whether that be with regards to actual injuries. Some of you have actually been nursing injuries, be they because of that, like bandage on his head. I want to say, like, a lot of you have been dealing with, healing your mental health issues. Others of you, some of you, you may have broken your hand or hurt your hand. Different type of energies, it doesn't have to be, but there's this just energy of like needing time to heal because of deep wounding. And I think I mentioned that in the beginning. I'm being led to re-mention the ancestral wounding, and so that is what you're recovering from, and with the help of none other than your inner child. This is my inner child card, the Page of Cups. Why? Because I feel like that's the essence of innocence. And, I feel like children bring so much joy to the world, because when you observe children, you learn so much with regards to love and with regards to forgiveness and with regards to just enjoying the essence of life as it is, because children are just magical creatures. I don't really feel the need to go deeper into it. I think you understand and and a lot of you also probably may have had this injury that I'm talking about while you were a child. So maybe this is deep healing, deep mental health healing, deep physical wounds as well. You may have been wounded emotionally, physically, you may have been sexually wounded, all types of wounding. Also with the Five of Pentacles, because Pentacles do represent stability and resources, you may have also been, financially wounded since you were a child. Or actually, I had this programming of like lack put in your mind, like you can't do this because of this, or there's not enough of this, so you need to save this and save that, but I feel like you are learning that just because the outward doesn't show the presence of something, you've learned how to become super resourceful. Like, I'm hearing the words like there's no such thing as a limit to you, like there are no limits for you. And yeah, a lot of you might have Aquarius in your chart, because I'm hearing the same song that was channeled for Aquarius, and that was by Macklemore, called Can't Hold Us. Like the ceiling can't hold us. Like the ceiling can't hold us. So yeah, you may have listened to that song recently, or you actually really like it. But yeah, that's what I'm feeling for you with that energy. So here we are. What I feel like with this moon energy coming out as well, you may have been in a situation, or you may be in the situation right now and you're getting out of it. Take it as it resonates. It's your life. You know what's going on. Where, because of all of the things that you went through as a child, and even in your adult life, you've been through a really difficult period, especially, I want to say, starting from like 20, let's say 2017, right? But more prominently from 2020 to 2023, where you had to survive by, protecting yourself and hearing no evil and seeing no evil and speaking no evil, because there's been a lot of illusions. But also for a lot of you, I feel like, you may be feeling like you're not sure what choice to make because of the whole illusion, cycle that you went through. When you've gone through a dark night of the soul for a really long time, you may be in this like protective stance where you're like, I don't wanna, make a choice, and then it's the wrong choice, and then I end up hurting myself. That's what I'm feeling with this, right? But mostly for a lot of you, I feel like this is, the energies that probably cast that illusion over you, that are indecisive, because they really don't recognize you. That's the thing that I'm getting for some reason. Yeah. So here we are. You've been there we go. Okay, the answer has come. They do not recognize you because you have mastered your anxiety. A lot of you may have struggled with anxiety since you were a child, or struggled with self-defeating thoughts, right? And a lot of people may have taken advantage of you because of that fact, that they knew that you had self-defeating thoughts, but they saw the magic within you. And so there are a lot of people who are like, okay, what is going on? I can't control this person anymore because I see the devil on the board next to the Empress. And I feel like you may be dealing that energy of like, I don't recognize this person anymore, and I can't manipulate them in the same way that I did. Unfortunately, for a lot of you divine feminines, is coming from a matriarch energy. As I spoke in the beginning, these are deep ancestral wounds. So this matriarch energy could be your grandmother, it could be your aunties, it could be your mother, it could be a big sister. Take it how it resonates, but only you know what that is in your situation. But I feel like they're wondering how, because for a lot of you, you may be in this situation where, people really try to like tie you down and try to keep you stuck, and they're wondering how you are managing to accomplish all that you have accomplished and all that you continue to accomplish, right? Which is very interesting because, I personally am, in this space where I in the beginning felt so trapped because my family went out of their way to do whatever it took to stop me from doing whatever I wanted to do with my life, because they thought I was mentally unwell. But like, that's what happens when you bring new ideas to people. They think that you're insane, they think that you're crazy because you don't follow the status quo. right? And I feel like a lot of you may have probably gone through that energy. If you're not familiar with that, it's also mentioned in the book The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. So you should go and read that if you haven't already. But this is you mastering how to be resourceful, how to take charge of whatever is in front of you, no matter the situation. Yeah. So even currently, like, guys, I'm currently being held hostage, and they're creating it and making it a situation like that looks like it's not what it is, trying to confuse me. But like, that's the thing. You were taken for granted, and you're doing whatever it takes to start a new beginning. Whether that means you start with absolutely nothing and they take everything from you, let them take it, because it's not on you, it's in you. They can take your clothes, they can take your money, they can take your friends. I feel like if you have been led to this video, there's a reason why I've been led to share my story with you, because I know I'm not alone. I know that no man is an island, and if I'm going through this, there has to be somebody else in the world who's going through this. There has to be, right? So you're tired of being taken for granted, and you're going to do whatever it takes to do start your new beginning. You see, with this dog right next to it, I refer to that as like my soul, because you're learning how to let your soul guide you and to be your companion. And for you, doesn't this sorry to like say this, but like, sorry, not sorry, but doesn't this look like a ball sack? Like, this is you choosing to like tap into your divine masculine and be like, I'm gonna have the balls to do what it takes to go on this journey, right? I'm going on this journey, whether people want me to go on it or not. That's what's gonna happen, right? And I feel like it's been triggered by this energy, as I said, this matriarch energy who, with love and light, I'm saying this with love and light, not that they have love and light, right? But who is acting from a fear paradigm, from a space of lack, from a space of deep programming over generations. I have said this before and I'll say it again. Hurt people, and so they maybe think that they're exerting their love on you, but they're not. They're deeply hurt beings within, and they feel like because you've made the strides that they were not able to make, that they need to pull you down, which is unfortunate. But we don't judge those people, because now we are in a space where we are able to look at things more objectively and be able to move forward in life. And I feel like that's what's bringing you your justice, this full moon in Libra, bringing all things into balance, because you are choosing to hone in both aspects of your quote unquote gender, right? By being balanced in your divine masculine energy and in your divine feminine energy. So, with that divine feminine, it's been an honor to read for you. I wish you continued love and light on your journey, and infinite bliss and abundance. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like to check out any of our offerings, that information is in the description box down below. Until next time, namaste.